YouTube, welcome to the Meta Weekly. Every single week we are in the top 16 by watching as long as you can. That greatly supports this video. We're going to start this off with Blue Eyes. Dominus Impulse, Dominus Purge, they are in today's event, plus the new ban list being applied where Tenpai got nerfed. Block Dragon has been unblocked. Are you ready? Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
We're going to start this off with our normal summoned Sage of Eyes of Blue searching for an effect veiler because we have our Maiden of White already. We're now, Spirit Eyes of White is going to be what you want to use Veiler on. Why not Veil the Sage? Well, if they have another Sage in hand, which they did, or they already have a Maiden in hand, you get punished for it. This is much better to save your Imperm or Veiler onto. Now we're going to Maiden, equip into the back row our True Light. We're going to use Sage to send Spirit to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck. That will trigger the Maiden Engraved to Reborn, as we're now going to be going into our Spirit Dragon. Now we can much more safely activate the True Light against something like an Ogre that would destroy it, then wipe away our field, as the Spirit Dragon can negate its wipe effect. We have the Wishes for Eyes of Blue searching for our third copy of Veiler, plus a Majesty of the White Dragons. How many forms of disruption do we have? The Spirit Dragon can, of course, negate a card effect from either player's grave, which I'm not going to count as a form of disruption because it's super conditional, but it can summon an Ultimate Spirit, which can negate anything. And then we have Majesty, which can destroy one card in the field non-targeting. And then we have Triple Veiler, which is going to give us 5 forms of disruption. I did have to look at my hand for that. Let's go. Huh? Whoa! Negate the entire hand? If I summon you Veiler, I cross out Designate, you Veiler again. Not if I preempt it. Come forth, Diablo Star. That's crazy. We just negated 3 Veilers. We have Deception of Sinful Spoil, tributing away our Elzat Azamina. Either using an Ogre or a Majesty pop, we're going to chain pop it, and so no search for you. That was a big play. Big play versus big play here. Now, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon is going to go into the Ultimate Spirit Dragon to ensure that we can negate a card they would activate, not even having to use our Effect Veilers to win this duel. Oh boy. And it's worth noting, the restriction on the Ultimate Spirit Dragon is the card effect has to be activated on the field, and it also does not destroy the card. So ideally, it's not negating a monster because the monster's still there. A spell or trap card will then go to the grave if the activation's negated. Let's see what is good. You can also Veiler this. We're going to allow it to go through. Searching, we now droll, we now can't activate that. We set, we pass. And I want you to understand the significance of playing hand traps. Not that, oh wow, yeah, we ended the turn, but when they hand trap you, you end your turn on no play, but your hand traps. So even though we made no play, we have 4 disruptions: double Imperm, Veiler, and an Ash. Now, there's a big problem with the tails. It requires you to control an illusion or spellcaster to even activate this card. So if we could deal with the Sylvie, then they're going to have to normal summon Effect Veiler to even activate Tales of the White Forest. Quadra Disrupt. We're going to start off with Wishes for Eyes of Blue. A very good use of your Ash Blossom here. Negate. Now with Maiden of White, or we're going to do a Veiler. Normal summon the Veiler. Go into the Spirit with the Eyes of Blue. You do want to Imperm or Veiler this. Very good. It stops a way of getting Blue Eyes White Dragon onto the field and stops additional summoning from the hand. We got 2 disruption left. Maiden is going to be equipping our True Light, which can grab a Roar. Roar can summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck, which will trigger the Maiden, and then we're going to be able to deal with that Sylvie. Good plays for Blue Eyes, playing through double disruption with 2 more disruption left, and we are going to now be turning this into a Blue Eyes Tyrant. Blue Eyes Tyrant can recycle a Trap Engrave. If you were to be playing Imperm Engrave here, had we Impermed the Sylvie instead of using Veiler, that would have accomplished 2 things: recycling the Imperm back onto the field from the graveyard, and also they would not be able to triple Tactics Talent, but, you know, this could be okay, though. This is fine. Let's wipe it out. Imperm also has good versatility, being usable on the very next turn if they were to actually make a play through your Veiler. Blue Eye Spirit Dragon is here, plus our Imperm. We have a way to negate anything activated on the field, which we're not going to be setting that up yet. We have Imperm, Negate. We have Double Disruption, Mate. We're going to special summon LZ Azamina, making the Tales of the White Force activatable. And now we're going to be activating to Fusion Summon. We are going to be going into our Ultimate Spirit play. With our Ultimate Spirit, we could Imperm Negate it, right? You can't. How are you going to Imperm Negate this if we in grave have the Neo Ultimate Dragon? When a card effect targets your Blue Eyes monster, you can negate and destroy that card, mate. Rasalago. We're going to trigger on summon search in our deck as the Imperm now negates. So we didn't even have to use the Ultimate Spirit. Now, if you didn't know this, the Azamina fusions all have a plan B. The plan B is, if destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add a Sinful Spoils if the on-summon effect was negated. Sylvia also has this effect. But do we have a way to be destroyed if the Ultimate Spirit's in defense position? How do we destroy it? We're going to summon our LZ of the White Force, which the Ultimate Spirit could not negate because it could only negate a card effect activated on the field. Now we do have the Sylvie getting negated from searching our deck here for the woes, I think is what we'd be searching for, as we now make a Chaos Angel. And this Chaos Angel, you want to be clicking on the Chaos Angel on field to then click on it here to see everything that's lit up. Your monsters, all of them cannot be destroyed by battle, and your Synchro monsters are completely unaffected by monster effects activated by your opponent. So how do we deal with that? Well, the melody, right? The trap that pops it would be a good way to deal with it, and that's not melody, but Majesty. Majesty, we're going to set it. And when True Light's banished, it's gone. We play one True Light. We have no way to get that True Light back. No more True Light for the rest of the duel. Knowing that the Chaos Angel will be outed by the Majesty, we're going to go into a Little Knight. Little Knight's going to banish it away. Ultimate Spirit will die to reborn the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon or a Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon's going to recycle our Imperm or Majesty if it were to be in grave. We just have Imperm in grave. Wipe away the Little Knight. This is a good summon. This was better. Because the Spirit Dragon would only be able to negate a card effect activated in the grave. It would not be able to summon another Ultimate Spirit. Deception. Can't use it. We just need one more body on field, 600 more damage, and we don't have it. 3,400 damage again. No other trap in grave to be activated. We have Ash, we have Imperm. If you activate that, we'll Ash it, and then you're going to scoop. You're going to send it to summon a Diablo Star, which we could just Imperm. Imperm, negate. Now, we still don't have game. We have to deal 600 damage. We don't have piercing battle damage here. The Ash Blossom's got no damage on her. The Deception's going to recycle itself during the end phase. Any body. Where's the body? I cannot believe it. We have Dominus Purge now. Purge if there's a trap in grave, which there now isn't. Recycling the impermanent. Ooh. I can't finger Diablo Star because as you see right here, we're going to use the info button. It is the end of the damage step, that's sub-step 5, where we cannot use Call by the Grave for the Diablo Star to activate also on field to set a card from the deck. Send the Deception, summon our Diablo Star, and the Diablo Star will be setting up what? So we can't imperm this. It's still also, it's the turn it was set, that is. And because Tyrant can attack every single body on the field, we're going to attack the newly summoned Diablo Star. Purge, you ideally have a trap in the graveyard when activating this because it will then also destroy the card it's negating, an effect that includes searching from the deck, which would be this. We could just purge it. We're going to Call by the Grave, finger your Diablo Star. Okay, yep, search a Diablo Star, and then we're going to negate it. Now, is Diablo Star still summonable? She is, even though she's fingered. But she has no effect on field to set from the deck. We're going to Wanted Seeker, search our deck here. Ash is going to negate. Oh my Jesus, mate. Also, what's interesting with the Purge, because I know a lot of you are used to how Impermanence works, Purge does not target. It could be an effect activating in grave and hand. We can negate with the Purge. We're going to use the Mausoleum to boost up our attack to 4,200, but that's not giving us lethal damage. We can't get to their life points. We are entering turn 11 here, continually recycling the impermanence every single turn. Had Tyrant not been able to recycle Imperm, I think that Anderson would have been able to make a play. Now we got double Purge. Purge, unlike Imperm, it is a hard once per turn. You can't use more than one in a turn. As we take away the Esteller, we have Droll set Droll. anybody. Where's even a Veiler? Even a Veiler. What'd I say? Even a Veiler. We got the play as we now go into the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Come forth and summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Anderson, I'm going to warn you once. If you scoop before the Blue Eyes White Lightning, you will get DQ'd. And Ami, if you don't White Lightning, you are... Okay, you're DQ'd. Come forth, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon instead of Blue Eyes. Maybe we want to negate the engrave effect of whatever that could have been. I don't know. What could have we have attacked into that would have activated engrave? Why did we need the Spirit Dragon? 2-0. That's fine. That's fine. Let's keep on going. Are you ready? Begin. Ua loss. Now, some people are thinking that Impulse negates Bystials and negates Nibiru. Yes and no. On your turn 1, you're not negating a Nibiru unless there's a Bystial on the field because it only is activatable from your hand if your opponent controls a card. We're going to keep this in hand, and it only turns on the downside if you activate it from the hand. So we could have, if we wanted to, set this card, but then it's susceptible to board breakers like Tenpai. They play Lightning Storm, Harpy Feather Dust, or Heavy Storm. They're unaffected from special summoning, but what's important to note, if we were to use Genroku to summon from the deck, the Impulse will be able to negate it through the Sangan summoning. Come forth, Biden Dragon, and did we activated this, right? No, we summoned it from the hand. We could have negated the in-hand effect if we wanted to. We also could have negated Chandra's special summon from the hand. We're just not activating anything, right? In hand, we chose to not negate with Impulse, and then in hand, we chose to not negate with Impulse. This does not target a monster. They activated an effect that includes a special summon. Maybe we should have tried to negate this. Whatever we do, we're pretty much screwed here, right? Doesn't matter. Saving info. And maybe that's true. Maybe we are not revealing that we play Impulse if we felt like it wasn't going to help us win the duel. Is that the case? Impulse is a hard once per turn. We wouldn't be able to activate another one. Let's hop into game number 2. Now, losing to Tenpai means we want Tenpai to now go first. Tenpai going first. Genroku summon from the deck. We're going to Fua loss, draw per summon from the deck or extra deck, and Maxi. Making sure that we're going to get a nice little draw 2. Now, we're just going to summon a Pydra, set Kaiman, and pass. That's fine, but draw 2. Ooh, we can imperm now. Which I think you do want to do. We should have impermed that 100%. What the heck? Yeah, we forgot to set Kaiman? What happened here? Huh? I'll understand why we would not set Kaiman. Do you only play one Genroku? Kaiman add Genroku summon? Just next game at this point? I think so. Something weird happened. Haha, you thought it was a Kaiman. It's actually in my hand. Negate. The Ash. Kaiman's at 1, you gotta save it. Is that the mentality, I guess? Maybe. Kaiman's too valuable to set? Huh. I don't know. Well, let's find out if we even survive this turn. We have Fire King popping the Ash, grabbing the Garunix. That very well could be the case. With it being limited to 1, we don't want to just set it for a turn 1 play. This means that Tenpai going first has significantly became much weaker, where in a lot of cases, they're forced to use their Kaiman to survive a turn going first. So that is something to think about with them getting nerfed here. 1-1. But now Tenpai's going to go second. And we did not reveal that we played Dominus Impulse if it's not obvious that we're playing Snake Eye Fire King, which the reason would be to be playing Impulse over the Fiendsmith cards instead. Ooh, we're hitting you with the Pirellia. Oh, you negated my Pirellia, but I got another one just like that. Back-to-back Fua Lawson. Not Fua Lawson, Molcharmian. Per summon from the hand. Kieran likes to summon from the hand. The Garunix could sometimes summon from the hand. Diablo Star wanted to summon from the hand. Can we really survive with a single Impulse? That's it. If they activate an effect that includes the effect of special summon, we can negate. We have no play. Fadra summons from the grave. There's nothing in the grave. Boy, did you get lucky. Hipster, what the heck? We ended our turn. No play. Can you imagine? You're in a tournament, game 3, and Tenpai does nothing for their turn. They pass. and they're going second. That's unbelievable. Veiler, negate the Diablo Star. We have another Veiler, where that came from. We got the Fire King for even more plays. Big plays are coming. I suspect we're going for lethal damage here. Grab the Garunix, trigger Garunix to summon. Garunix is going to get popping. Veiler's going to get negating. We're not going to pop a monster from the deck here. Not lethal damage. We don't really have what would our play really even be? Promethean. We'd have to heat us still from the graveyard. We can't make a Promethean. We now have a play. What is the way? Impulse cannot be activated in the damage step. So, but how are we going to Kaiman in the damage step? What the heck are we going to do here? We have Fadra stuck in the hand. Oh boy. If we add a Chandra, it could be negated by Impulse. Oh boy. Oh boy. We do have Raigeki, or Garunix going to kind of Raigeki our own field here. Padra searching for Sangan Summoning. Can't Impulse yet. Still can't Impulse. And now we get Impulse. This is it. Chandra attempt to activate. Impulse negate. What other hand trap could do this? Huh? Wait, while we have cards on the field, we have a monster on the field, you couldn't gamma this. We just stopped the special summon from the hand. And the downside being that we can't use Light, Earth, and Wind monsters for the rest of the duel. Now, we don't have a trap in the graveyard, so it does not destroy the Chandra. But still, damn. Wow. Impulse for the win. That was crazy. Impulse won the game. Fire King Island, pop and Garunix, grab the Kieran, trigger the Garunix engrave, reborn, activate, pop a card from the deck, Kieran, activate, reborn from engrave, pop a card in the field. You're not protected with a field spell, 8,400 damage, it just like that after impulsing the Chandra. Something I thought we were going to do game one, but we could see from their hand it wouldn't have not been enough. Hipster wins it all. Tracked, adding our Lurie from the deck here. Lurie activating Engrave. We're going to be chaining Max C very likely into the crossout designate. Negate. Okay, going to a Requiem. So I think this is the first question is, why is Requiem not summoning from the deck? Are we playing just one Engraver? It is semi-limited. We have another copy in the deck. We're instead using Fiendsmith Track to fuse with the Requiem and the Engraver. Maybe you play just one Engraver. That could be a possibility. Okay. So number one, Requiem not summoning an Engraver. Maybe we only play one. Lacrima. Why are we returning Requiem in the extra deck? Why are we not reborning Engraver? Reborn Engraver would have been better, right? Plus a body on the field. Maybe we accidentally didn't Requiem summon from the deck and we're like, oh crap, we need to Requiem summon from the deck. And then we Engraver return the Lurie back. So now we have no Light Fiends in the graveyard. And Sequence can only summon the 3 Light Fiend monster, but we only have 2 in the grave. So, I mean, this could still be okay because we have a normal summon. So what we would want to do is we want a Stellar. A Stellar wants to send a spell track card from your hand or field to the graveyard. If you don't have one in the hand, even if you do, ideally, because this is a full combo, you want to equip the Sequence or Requiem onto a Fiendsmith. So we could have very simply with Engraver equip the Requiem onto the Engraver and then normal summon a Stellar, send the Requiem, and then pop off from there. But a Stellar can't send Sequence as a monster, and so it can't fuse with the grave, and it has nothing to equip onto. I think misclicks happened here. We misclicked. Misclicks were the problem. We got misclicking. And I mean, it would have really mattered, right? Dark Lord No More maybe would have dealt with pretty much the entire field. We maybe would have had a Woes in the back row to flip the field face down after a Dark Lord No More. And let's get milling. Big mills are happening today. We're going to use the Albion Shrouded, send a Branded Fusion for the deck to the grave. Retribution, add back that Branded Fusion. We do have Droll and Lockbird as our only form of disruption. It's only when a card is added from the main deck to the hand, though, outside the draw phase, that is. So let's just scoop it up. I think that this was a crazy hand. We had essentially 3 board breakers, Thrust being able to search for the third board breaker, plus a grass. I don't care what you're making turn one. That hand beats pretty much anything. Let's go. Flurry into Requiem. This is not full combo. It took up our normal summon. This is not a Lacrima Crimson Tears, which could send Engraver. So this was not a mistake we made. This is just the unfortunate current state of Fiendsmith. And we have Woes. Summon a White Forest from the hand or deck, then immediately synchro into a White Forest. Now, what are we summoning off of this? We would summon a level 2, but the 2 is not a tuner. And the synchros, what is the restriction on summoning these? So had this been a tuner, we could have synchroed, so the Woes will not be so good. We have Imperm, Droll, and Ash, triple disruption. What's good? Alubur, you definitely want to be imperming that. Droplet is really good for dodging the impermanence. Send the Alubur, negate anything on field. It does not matter. We are just dodging the imperm to grab our branded fusion. Now on the ad, Droll will be activated, but then we can thrust. We can't, well, we did not use Droll. We're going to Ash the branded fusion. Club of the Grave, Finger, the Ash, negate. Now, there is a trick to make it so your opponent can't Droll you. Let's say you're a White Forest deck and Droll beats you. What you're going to want to do is, after adding a card, the opponent could use Droll within this window, but you are the turn player. You could activate a quick effect before they could activate Droll. That quick effect you want to use within the Droll window is Droplet. If you use Droplet just to negate anything on the field, it does not matter. You have to send a monster. You make it so Droll cannot be chained to Droplet within the Droplet window, and then you get another search before you get Dropleted. So, of course, was not that scenario, though. Let's get fingering on that Ash as we now go into our Albion branded Dragon. Albion branded, fusing away with the Graveyard to go into the Lubellion. Lubellion on summon, discard to further fuse. As we now go into our Mirror Jade non-target monster banish. Serenir is here before we banish away their monster because we'll lose the quick effect of our Bestial if they don't have a monster. Banish, and just like that, perfect 8,000 damage. Woes could block an attack though. Yeah, let's get Woesed. Woes from the deck. We got Sylvie, which is not negated on someone searching for a Tails. Tails will require us to normal summon our Droll and Lockbird to even activate it. Bestial, Lubellion, main phase 2. Let's set up our Branded Regain. We're going to thrust a card into our back row. Fusion Duplication. Oh my Jesus. This will copy the effect of Branded Fusion. We have Quem sent from the deck and Albaz. Albion set it into the back row, Branded Red. Too many forms of disruption. Oh my jeez. Do we have a way? We have Red, Fuse. We could Reborn, fuse with their hand with field by using Retribution to add a card to the hand to then discard. You have at least a disruption through the duplication. Let's see. Let's just play this out. Sylvie off the top of the deck was insane. So we're going to get that Sylvie off the field knowing that they have in hand a Tales of the White Forest that they want to activate. They can't activate it if they have no illusion or spellcaster on field. So let's Cartesia fuse with the Mirror Jade. Or, no, that would be if we wanted to use the Quem or the Branded Trap that would be able to reborn the Mirror Jades. We already used Quem. We don't have the trap to reborn Mirror Jade. We're going to summon the Star Source instead to pop away the Sylvie. And now the Tails is not activatable. We're going to add Albaz, I think, going into a Chimera. Chimera pop 2. Yep. During the end phase. A lot of effects require you to be within the main phase. Using Branded Red in the end phase is broken. Let's get popping. Let's get regaining. We're turning a banished card back. Draw a card off of Chimera. Pop 2. Droll off of the Chimera. You can't add any more cards. And that is the end of White Forest. Nicely done. Thank you. Let's keep on going. Kash, Tira, Ogre, searching for preparation. I think I was incorrectly saying that they're going second. They are going first. And we have now just turned off our Max C. Reinhardt banishing from our deck a Fenrir as we now go into our Shang-Ri. With that, isn't Fenrir limited to 1 and it's banished? Well, it being banished is summonable with our preparations. This does not summon from the grave. This is from the hand or banish. So we have Shangri, which could summon a unicorn, plus a Fenrir, and a Solemn Judgment. Any card sent to the grave is banished. I think Yubel is in big trouble. This is not looking good. Off the top of the deck, we got our Deed Lotus, come forth Unicorn, and whenever we want, we could preparations into that Fenrir. Dark Beckoning, searching for the Spirit Gates. We're going to be banishing away the Little Knight, which was very much needed to banish the Dimensional Fissure. We're going to use the Spirit Gates, searching for the Chaos Summoning. Additional summon the Deed Lotus. Deed Lotus, come forth and summon from the deck. As we're now going to preparation, use the effect, summon a Fenrir. Fenrir has to witness a monster effect activating. So will it activate right now? No. But if you choose to activate Spirit of Yubel on the resolution, it will then activate to banish. So we chose to not do it. We passed. Since we already have Nightmare Pain in hand, we're going to be popping the Chaos Summoning Beast, searching for a Yubel, and now we are going into our Phantom of Yubel. Despite not having the graveyard, we use the field in our hand, reflecting 5,000 damage onto Pesh. Now back to you. What do we have here exactly? You have to swing into Phantom of Yubel if you're in attack position, and we have a single monster negate. Now you may be wondering, what's going on with Solemn Judgment? This has not really been able to do much, but it could have negated the summon of Phantom of Yubel. We just felt like we didn't need to do it. We're going to summon from the deck our Ogre. We have Fenrir on attack, which could banish the Phantom of Yubel or the Nightmare Pain. We're going to grab a Theosis. Rise Heart, special summon. We're going to banish from our deck, plus banish 3 cards off the top of your deck. Further locking up your zones every time a card is banished face. Now it's just like super over. Holy moly. A Rise Heart's going to be able to banish any card in the field after it gains 3 materials. It gains a material every time a card is banished. So if one more time a card is banished, we are then going to be able to get banished. Oh, we have another Rise Heart. There you go. We're going to be banishing a card. Phantom of Yubel is going to be negating, and then we're just going to be doing it again. It's just once per turn, per copy of a Rise Heart, banish a card in the field. So the same Rise Heart that already activated obviously will not be activating again. We have Fenrir also triggering, banishing the Nightmare Pain, and then the second Arise Heart will be able to banish another card in the field if we even care to do so. This card's banned in the TCG. Now, because it's banned, every other Kashtira card, I believe, all of them are completely unlimited. They got triple Fenrir, triple Unicorn, even triple Field Spell, I think so, right? Let's hop in a game. Number 2. Max C in the standby phase as that passes our entire turn. Okay, you got us. Wow. Sure. We're hoping that Kashtira cannot one-turn kill us. Well, joke's on you. I had no play anyway. Birth is dead. Theosis is dead. Dead. We do have Skill Drain, which we're going to have to play under. Phantom of Yubel can negate under Skill Drain. What else works under Skill Drain here? Can we Little Knight and then chain get it off the field to banish the Skill Drain? That is what we'd have to be doing. We're going to be searching our deck for a Lurie, discard the Lurie. Lurie reborn itself onto the field here. Even under Skill Drain, we could use Nightmare Pain to reflect damage. That could be another way to win this duel. Requiem activatable and not negated against Skill Drain as we summon Engraver. Engraver could get boosted up by the Engrave Requiem. How much damage are we going to have in the field here? Double 1,800 plus a boost, and we had the Phantom of Yubel for a monster negate. Get ready for that super polymerization though. 4,200 damage. We keep on going. Lord of Yama is here. 6,200 damage. Dropping them down to 800. Uh-oh. If you know what does not get affected by Skill Drain? The card we're doing right now. What are we doing? Lacrima burn for 1,200 damage. All we have to do is get Lacrima Engrave, and we now win. Well, Lacrima's here. How do we stop this? We can't. That's it. Why didn't we super poly? Uh-oh. Lethal damage. Got him. Gotta be careful about that. Summon our unicorn. Of course, we're going to do all of our special summoning first. Hit them with the Droll. Unicorn's going to be looking at the extra. We're going to say goodbye to that Phantom of Yubel. Theosis is going to summon from the deck a Fenrir. We got Birth, the normal summon statue. Okay, Solemn Strike. When a monster would be summoned, that would be a Phantom of Yubel. You can negate its summon, or a monster effect, negate and destroy. Yubel's full of tiny monsters. What do we do? We can't special summon. Oh, yeah. That's what we do. We scoop to the cringe. We open up Imperm was a play. Imperm the barrier statue. Nope. All right, let's hop into another match. We're going to use the Revolution Dragon to search our deck for the Light Worm, Skull, Crobat, Joker. On summon, searching for the Gate Magician. Gate Magician will be setting up the Supreme King Gate from the deck. We're going to Fool Loss, getting ready. You're just going to hit them with everything. I don't really know what you do, but I think you're probably trying to special summon, even though you're not. You're just setting up a Pendulum Scale. Let's just hit you with everything. Okay, that's all I was doing. We're going to Wings of Light. Now I may be special summoning. Draw just one. Because of Max C, we're going to be searching our deck for nothing as the Veiler negates. We wanted to add a card that mentions the Supreme King from our deck. Do we make a play from the extra deck? They would then draw two. Uh-oh. We got plays. We have a play on top of a play and a play against a single Max C. Let's go. Activate that saying it's okay. Yeah, oh, you're playing that deck. All right, thank you. Hydra set from the deck, saying and summoning. We are now forced to go first with Tenpai. We're going to be searching for, again, Roku. Say goodbye to one of our droplets, as we already have two. This is a good tell to the opponent that either their hand is absolutely disgustingly good, or they have another copy of Droplet in hand. I would expect it. We summon again Roku, then we pass. We are under the effect of Max C. Now, Revolution Dragon is going to be searching for Lightworm. There's one big fear of Tenpai when you're going second against them, and that is the Transcendent Dragon. Transcendent Dragon will be summoned during the battle phase, forcing all your monsters into attack position, having to attack into the Transcendent Dragon if it's the only body. So how do we avoid that? We cannot allow them to synchro into it during the battle phase. Ideally, we make all our plays within the main phase. Now we're in the battle phase. I don't know what? Aren't we in big trouble? Biden Dragon Reborn. We could call it the Great Finger. So no, we did not finger. Are we just giving up? Are we giving up? We gave up? We have to attack into that? Why no finger? Finger Pydra? Huh. Oh well. All right, 2-0 victory. Let's go. I was like the biggest fear of what you have to worry about, and then that's exactly what happened. The heck is this? Ziad is playing a deck. Yep. We have Millennium Senjin putting itself into the back row, come forth and summon searching. We could have ashed that effect. It would have not summoned, and then of course not also searched. We have the Golem, searching for the Wedju Temple. Do we make a zombie vampire if we don't have access to our Snake Eye plays? We're going to summon the Doom Dragon here, as we now have our Divine Temple. We're going to use our Snake Eye Diablo Star. We're just saving our stuff for next game. Yeah. I guess we see their hand. We know that even if we were to ash the Senjin, it's pretty much a losing play if you're doing that. Right? Yeah. Let's not reveal that we're playing Ash. We'll just keep that hidden information. Okay, let's go. We're gonna start off with a Foolish Burial sent for the deck. We have all our plays against a single Imperm. Any card sent to the grave is banished instead. If you add a card from your deck to your hand except by the draw phase, you're going to be banishing a random card from the hand. You know, not really a foreign disruption. So we're going to talk about it being a floodgate. And then we also have the DPE, non-target pop a card in the field. We have Ash Blossom to gain interaction with the deck. We also have Favorite Contact, which will pop multiple cards on the field. Multiple pop, Ash, DPE pop, everything is banished. So 3 disruption plus 1 floodgate. Let's go. Senjin, this can get ashed or DPE'd. It will stop the search and the summon. Gotcha. We're now down to triple disruption. Shadow Mist searching for an Honest Neos, which could damage step boost up your monster by, I believe, 2,500. Favorite Contact is going to come forth and summon the Shining Neos Wingman before. Why? We don't want to get Doom Dragoned. Doom Dragon, as soon as you see 2 back row cards, this on summon would push the Dark Claw into the back row and we couldn't stop it. So this is how we stop it. Pop away the back row, can't Doom Dragon the Dark Claw, everything is getting banished. Let's hop into game number 3. What is good? We are going second with a Ghost Spell plus Imperm. How good is Ghost Spell? Ghost Spell, a little different than Ash, where Ash negates an effect. Ghost Spell negates the activation, meaning if a field spell on activation would do something with the graveyard, it actually goes to the grave itself from a Ghost Spell on its activation, where Ash against it would keep it on the field. We could Ghost Spell the Call by the Grave. We're dealing with a Veiler and Drone Lockbird here. Hero Lives summoned from the deck into the Shadow Mist, searching our deck for Veiler is going to negate. Droplet will dodge the negate, just like that, mate. Finger the Shadow Mist to negate it. Yeah, we sent a monster, so we could chain the finger. Nah, okay. Hold the finger. We have then, of course, have a Ghost Spell to negate the finger. Grab the Mash Change. Draw Lockbird, no more adding from the deck for you. Can't add the Polymerization. Woo! Ferris, discard Ferris, get fingered, negate the finger, and then OV may as well probably just scoop this up. We are heroes. Are you ready? Let's flame this on. Let's go. Summon for the back row, increase after putting into the back row. Vine on summon, send from the deck. A malicious activate engrave. Come forth and summon a malicious from the deck. What? This is not, we're under Droll. Okay, we couldn't add Polymerization, so the crazy hero plays are not here. Devicer can't search because of Droll. Okay, just Dark Law play with Mash Change. Well, Field Spell is going to set up into the back row Sneak Eye Diablo Star. We actually have plays. We're going to return back the original, with the original Sinful, send back the Ash, but we can't search Ash itself. Mash Change into Dark Law. Whatever you add gets banished. Okay, say goodbye to the Snake Eye Oak. Yep. Let's get to it. Let's do it. We're also triggering the Divine Temple to summon from our back row the Snake Eye Diablo Star, big enough to take out the Dark Law. We're gonna just push it back instead of just taking it out. Okay, push it. We can use Divine Temple to steal your Dark Law, and then any of your hero cards sent to the grave will now be banished. Holy moly. It's only on our summon. On summon, this will steal Dark Law. Drone Lockbird, no good. We have no fire monster in grave to use the Snake Eye Diablo Star. Veiler off the top of the deck. What the heck is going on? Oh, okay, we can't, you're right, we can't steal this. Must be summoned by Mash Change, can't be summoned otherwise. All right, it was funny to think about it. We have Increase. To battle phase we go, but maybe we think they could do that and we're not gonna want to summon. They can't do it. We have Engraver. We're going to negate the Engraver from searching for the Tract. Now, Engrave, we have no Light Fiend to reborn our Engraver with. Setting our bodies. We getting desperate now. This is not looking good. Get on swinging. We have so many one-card combos in our deck. Where are they? Triple Diablo Star, double Bonfire, Poplar, Snake Eye Ash. Do we have Oak is now banished? The original Sinful has also already been used. Call of the Grave on the attack. I cannot believe that this is happening. Banish the malicious. Lethal damage through grind game. 12 turns of grinding. 2-1 victory. Let's go. We are going to Fool Loss in the draw phase. Cross out Designate. Negate. Now we just have Valor. Dragalubion is going to be summoning from the extra deck into our Tachyeon Galaxy, which will now allow us to use the Transmigration. So how this works is on Chainlink 2 or higher, negate the entire Chainlink, and then anything that was on the field activated gets returned back in the deck after being negated. We also have Valor, Double Disruption. Let's go. All right. Piri Reese map, searching for Sage. It has to be the first play we make at the start of the main phase. Sage on summon. We're not content with using Valor. We want to shuffle it back in the decks. We can't even make the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Negate and spin back. We're going to follow up with Wishes of Eyes of Blue while we just have Effect Valor. We have our Maiden plus our Roar. We're going to get Maiden into the graveyard, setting up our True Light as we now Roar a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck, triggering Maiden Engrave to Reborn. There's really no good use for Valor here. Uh-oh. Wishes of Eyes of Blue, equipping onto the Blue Eyes White Dragon. We don't have a Trap Engrave to recycle with the fusion. We're going to special summon the Seahorse, summon a Tyrant Dragon. We are now going into a Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit with Eyes of Blue being summoned is going to trigger the Kaiser, and now we have a good use of our Effect Valor, negating the Spirit from adding a Mausoleum and preventing it from reborning a Blue Eyes White Dragon from Engrave. But we have a Jet Dragon Engrave, which if either player's card is destroyed by battle or card effect, the Jet Dragon's going to reborn. We're going to use True Light, reborning a Blue Eyes White Dragon from Engrave, summoning our Spirit Dragon. Holy moly. We can attack everything with our Tyrant Dragon, trigger the Jet Dragon from Engrave after destroying their monster by battle. Jet Dragon at the start of the damage step can put back a card in the field, any card, right? It is, where's the effect at? Start of the damage step, target a card the opponent controls, bounce it back to the hand. We're now going to main phase 2 into a Hieratic Seal. This was a great turn. We played through a Transmigration, deleting our Sage. We had an Effect Valor, and now we have spin a card back. We can negate anything. We have good follow-up. We have a Jet Dragon Engrave. Schwarzschild was a huge top deck. Now, with the Ultimate Spirit, we think that we're good. This can negate anything, right? Well, it actually cannot because it only negates a card effect on the field. Activated on the field, it also does not destroy what it negates. Schwarzschild's going to activate from in hand. From the hand, summoned from the deck. Into the Nebula Dragon, we're going to use the Hieratic Seal, spin back the Nebula Dragon, trigger the seal to come forth and summon another Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck, trigger the Maiden, Reborn, and that is just too much for us to deal with. To game 2 we go. Damn. Damn. We're not bricking with our 50-card Blue Eyes deck. Sash first, right? Well, what? Shoot. We got no plays, mate. Wow. Just a Drill Swarm and a Call by the Grave. Huh. We get Finger the Maiden, though. That's great. But then cross out can negate the Call by the Grave. Oh, my Jesus. Ain't no way. What the? Unbelievable. And now off of that, the Maiden's going to be setting up the full plays. We have Wishes, Eyes of Blue, no Ash Blossom to negate you. Now imagine if we played Purge ourselves. Wait, we got Bingo Go instead of Wishes? What the Bingo? Reveal 3 Wishes of Eyes of Blue. Another way to get the Wishes, Eyes of Blue in our hand, sure. Wishes, discard, and get Searching. So not only Ash could stop this, you could also Purge it. Purge would be good. So I think if you were to ask me, why play Impulse? Why play Purge? For massive effects like Wishes, where Ash is not enough, or you want to have more than 3 Ashes to negate those powerful effects, or let's say if Branded were more relevant, you would like to play 6 Ashes, right? Impulse and Ash to negate a Branded Fusion. Searching for our Mausoleum of White. Additional summon the Maiden. We're going to target the Spirit, and we're now going to Spirit Reborn a Boy's White Dragon from Engrave. Now, because the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon negates an activation, not just the effect, it can work on the damage step. So we could just go to battle, swing in a Druid Storm, damage step, negate its activation. Maiden trigger, Engrave, Wishes of Eyes of Blue, equip onto the Blue Eyes White Dragon. We're now going to be summoning our Tyrant Dragon with no trap cards in the graveyard. We're not recycling anything. That is okay. Druid Swarm very easily getting negated. And we also do have the Neo Ultimate Blue Eyes, which also negates the activation, meaning it can work in the damage step in addition to the Spirit Dragon, as we now have double Spirit Dragon. Ooh, we're going in. Going into what? Crimson Dragon, searching for our Synchro Rumble, which could reborn a tuner from Engrave. We're now going to Blue Eye Spirit Dragon going into our Ultimate Spirit Dragon, which dies during the end phase. So how do we play around that? We're going to get rid of the Crimson. Crimson would have died in the end phase. Now it doesn't. Sifra Dragon will not die in the end phase, and Sifra Dragon will protect the Ultimate Spirit from being destroyed the first time it would be destroyed either turn. Boy. Solemn, negate a normal summon or an Xyz summon. Xyz summon probably would be best. The Golden Divine would be a good negate. We had Veiler, we had Purge, we had Sifra negate a monster effect. We had Ultimate Spirit negate an effect on the field, ideally being a spell or trap. Too much disruption against a player who bricked for their first duel already. Good job, Tomioka. We did not get to see the Impulse action. Not sure if you're still playing it or not, but you are still playing 50 cards. I'm excited for that in the top 8. Let's keep on going. Let's start this off. Diablo send Imperm. Diablo set into the back row. Our Deception Sinful, which we're going to be able to use Droll and Lockbird against. Tribute off the Ogre, search for the Hollowed, and then hit them with the Droll. Droll them up, as we now can't add from the deck. We're going to go straight into a Sylvia instead of the Rosala Go, as we can't go into our deck. And we end our turn. What do we have? We have Sylvia negates, Imperm negate, and under the effect of Maxi, we're going to draw per special summon. Do we attempt to Call by the Grave, as the Sylvia can negate the finger? Negate your finger, you will not finger my C. Negate. We do have Imperm now. Imperm, we have Bonfire and Deception Sinful. We could Imperm, we could Imperm nothing, as the Heavy Storm wipes up all our back row cards. We now have 0 disruption. Dr. Nepali is going all in. This is the way. Let's go. Deception Sinful, grab the Hollowed Edge. Did I miss something? Oh, we're under Max C, right? If we tried to lethal under Max C, we would give them how many cards? Like maybe 5 cards? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Hey, Maxi off the top of the deck. Hollowed Azamina, return back the Sylvia, but the Hollowed Azamina is not activatable. We need a Sinful Spoils card to use it with. What is good off the top of the deck? Imperm, but there's another Maxi. Maxi, change into Hollowed Azamina. Do we just go for it, right? We go for it. We got Ash. Wait, they're gonna draw off Sylvia, draw off Poplar. We're doing it, right? Right? Oh, yep. Here's the second draw. No other forms of disruption. This is where you're really checking for the opponent's field lighting up. And we have Sylvia to now negate whatever newly drawn card that would light up their field. Flameburst Dragon, 6,700. We keep on going. Holy crap, Moon. Uh-oh, Nibiru's here. Moon is going to be going into Requiem. Flameburst is going to be reborning 2 bodies. We're going to draw once off of that. We need Veiler. Ogre is not the way. We need to Veiler the Sylvia, or trick them to Sylvia something else. If they Sylvia the Ogre, we would then Nibiru. That's not obviously not going to happen here. Okay, let's keep on going. Promethean Princess. Draw into a non-Veiler. Promethean, reborn the Flameburst Dragon. And with that, we have 9,500. Double Nibiru, but both cannot be activated. Oh, but you're not at 8,000 damage anymore. Right? 76 is not game. It's not over. It is not over. Hollowed Azamina is going to recycle itself back. We don't have a Sinful Spoil. What? That's it. We don't 400 damage left? You took the Maxi challenge? They're gonna keep on drawing. Hida into a Veiler? No. Ogre could have been used against the Hida to stop us on. Huh? There's no fire in their grave, no Ash Blossom. Wow, we failed the Maxi challenge. We are in big trouble as we have an Imperm and a Promethean as our only 2 forms of disruption. Uh-oh. We're gonna Golem into the Doom Dragon, push the Hida back, chain Promethean, pop the Doom Dragon. We're now down to 1 Impermanence left. Come forth, Promethean. As we're now gonna follow up with Hollowed Azamina, chaining the Wanted Seeker. Oh boy, we're flaming on for this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Can we break this field of a single impermanence? We should. Sylvia now pins down the impermanence, negating whenever it wants to be activating. We're going to be drawing a card here as if we didn't have enough cards in our hand. Steam the Cloak is a 1-card full Fiendsmith combo. It's nuts. It could also make a Phoenix to pop back row and a Little Knight. It's a 1-card Phoenix Little Knight or 1-card Fiendsmith. We're going to go into the Moon of the Closed Heaven. Triggering the Steam again. For some reason, it's not hard once per turn. It keeps on summoning the token every time it's sent to the grave. As we now Requiem. This 1 Imperm is waiting, but it's pinned down, so it doesn't even matter. As we now go into our Engraver, the only thing that matters here is if we could put up 8,000 damage without the use of Sylvia. We're going to attempt to use Engraver to send the Promethean. We're not going to negate with Sylvia, as we're thinking that Imperm is bait. Now we got nothing left. Come forth, Diablo Star. Diablo Star set up into the back row, our Deception Sinful. Further linking this up into Sequence. Sequence ready to fuse away with our Grave. 2 bodies to go into Lacrima. Lacrima, while it looks to be 2,400 attack, it's kind of 3,600 because it burns for an additional 12 if you want to be counting up the damage we have. While we have 9,800 damage on the field, there are 2 other bodies on field. We also have to worry about the Flame Burst triggering to reborn 2 level 1 fires if we deal with it. So ideally, we could banish the Flame Burst, or we could push it into the back row. Or we could negate it with the Apollo USA. The Sylvia cannot negate in the damage step the Flame Burst Dragon. We could have non-damage step sent into the graveyard. We could have then Sylvia negated. 11,000 damage. Is this enough? 100 damage, activate the Flame Burst. We already attacked with the Apollo, so the attack reduction's not going to lose out on us lethaling. Deuce, down to 16. 24, 18, 1,900 for game, and if not game, we could have linked away the Lacrima for the final 1,200 damage. This is what happens when you're 400 damage off from lethal, taking the Max C challenge. Begin. Justinian, tons of hand traps here. We're going to activate Max C in response to that Hollowed Azamina. Ain't no way. So I think we're going to go just right into the Sylvia. Sylvia is our play. We have our Omni Negate with Sylvia. We have Droll and Lockbird. Let's keep on going. Imperm, Negate. And here's the thing about playing a top tier deck. You have room for endless hand traps because all of your main plays are essentially 1-card combos. The 1 Wanted Seeker drawn off of the Max C that was, now making us go into full play. Deception Sinful is going to be tributing off, searching for the Hollowed Azamina, and now we're going to hit them with the Droll and Lockbird as we now use the Deception Sinful, send it to the graveyard to come forth and summon our own Sylvia. Normal summon the Ogre, go into Moon of the Closed Heaven, Moon into Requiem, Requiem into the Engraver. We're going to equip onto the Engraver, send Requiem to send the Sylvia. Sylvia does not negate on the, destroy on the negate that is, so negating did not really matter. As we sequence and Lacrima, add back Engraver. I think that was an oops. We forgot we were under Droll maybe? Should we have reborned it? We're gonna banish away the original Sinful. Hollowed Azamina. Justinian says, yeah, I misclicked. Yeah, that's okay. But we got rid of the original Sinful. The Oak, is that a play? Oak can send whatever we summon off the Hallowed Azamina, or we did take up our normal summon. We couldn't even use the Hallowed Azamina because there was nothing to summon. So Oak itself was no good. We're going to summon from the deck our Engraver. The Requiem attempting to equip onto the Engraver could force out Little Knight, or we could wait for the activation of the Engraver, or they could have just not activated Engraver, the Requiem, and just attacked over Little Knight. And then, you know, maybe that was the play. We should have not had them use Little Knight. It's already 1800, just attack over it. Well, that's a 2-0. Let's hop into another match. YouTube, thank you for watching the top 16. I greatly appreciate you. We're going to be hopping into the top 8, starting off with Heroes against Tenpai, post-banless where they only have one Kaiman, but they now are playing Impulse Negate effects that special summon. Tune in for that and more in the very next video. Let's go.